The story begins in an open field where Michael is admiring the beautiful colors of the sky. Suddenly, a gunshot rings out and a woman screams, causing Michael to panic and run. He then realizes it was only a dream. That night, he goes to the casino where he has been working for the past 3 months. During this time, he has memorized every detail of the casino. He knows where every camera is located and understands each employee's routine. He has built friendly relationships with everyone. He has studied their likes, dislikes, and daily habits carefully. Now he has even started serving high-profile VIP clients, where he often overhears secret conversations. After his shift ends, Michael removes his makeup. His appearance changes completely, making him unrecognizable. In reality, he is a skilled con artist who tricks people and steals their money. He has been working secretly inside the casino to gather complete internal information. Over the past 3 months, he has installed small hidden gadgets in machines and tables. Now he is ready to execute his plan and win a huge amount of money. Using a new identity, he enters the casino and activates a hidden device through his phone. This causes the cards to fly automatically out of the shuffling machine. He then moves to a table where he uses specially prepared magnetic dice. He had already installed a hidden button that allows him to control the outcome. Next, he goes to the room of a VIP client who is asleep because Michael had secretly drugged his drink earlier. Michael steals the unconscious man's gold pass along with his expensive clothes. He quickly heads to the service elevator and inserts a chip into the control panel. When an employee arrives carrying new cards, Michael, pretending to be a VIP, says, "Someone left me on the wrong floor. I will complain about this." The employee becomes nervous and replies, "Sir, I will take you right away." At that moment, Michael uses his phone to shut down the lights and stop the elevator. The employee, who fears the VIP will become angry, he immediately calls for help to fix the elevator as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, Michael cleverly places his own box there and swaps out the real cards. After restoring everything back to normal, he enters the VIP room where a man named Alex is also present. Michael wears special glasses that allow him to see the numbers printed on the cards. When the game begins, he does not win every round to avoid suspicion and encourage others to bet more. Then he carefully arranges the perfect hand and places all his money on the table. Seeing his confidence, the other players also bet all their money. Michael is now moments away from winning millions in a single move, but suddenly his cards change again. He loses. Despite all his careful planning, a third player wins the game and says, "I don't want to play anymore." The man takes the money and leaves immediately. Michael becomes suspicious and starts chasing him. He said, "You cheated, didn't you? Give me your suitcase." But when the suitcase was opened, there was no money inside. Suddenly, the lights flickered and the man's face appeared different. He was not actually the person Michael had been chasing. At that moment, guards rushed in from behind and captured Michael, while Alex quietly slipped away. Michael was tied to a chair in a storage room. A guard punched him in the face. The casino owner, Victor, arrived and demanded his money. Michael said, "I am your VIP client. You wouldn't kill me." This response only made Victor angrier. Michael told him that another man had taken the money and caused all the trouble. Victor did not believe him and gave him 1 week to return the money or face serious consequences. Michael then traveled to a small casino located in the middle of the desert. Guards stopped him at gunpoint, but their boss, Leon, arrived and said, "Let Michael in. He is my friend." They sat together and had drinks. Michael noticed that Leon was wearing a necklace with a mark similar to Alex's tattoo. He asked Leon about it. Leon replied, "First tell me your story. What have you done this time?" Michael explained everything that had happened. Leon then told him that he had recently encountered a psychic. He said many people do not believe such things, and many do not even know that individuals with unusual abilities exist. These people live secretly among ordinary society. They can enter another dimension and influence events in the real world. Leon showed Michael an old book filled with drawings of remarkable individuals. He explained that all of them were connected to that mysterious realm. It is a place where thoughts and memories are linked together. Those who possess special abilities can travel there and use their powers in different ways. Ordinary people can also enter, but they can only return if someone brings them back. Michael thought it was a joke and began to laugh. Leon became irritated and showed him the book again, which contained the names of people with such abilities. Meanwhile, Alex met a man named Godon and handed over all the money. Godon told Alex that he also wanted to visit that other world, but Alex refused and said he did not want Godon to get lost there because he trusted him as a business partner. At the same time, Michael asked Leon if the people listed in the book were real. Leon replied, "Yes, they are. I have seen their abilities myself." Michael then came up with a plan. He decided to gather these gifted individuals and form a team capable of robbing any casino. First, he found Eric, a wealthy man who could move objects using only his mind. However, Eric had no interest in doing any work. Next, Michael located Tony, a taxi driver who had the ability to control electronic devices. After some persuasion, Michael managed to convince both of them to join his team. Finally, he found Kevin, a man who could hypnotize anyone and make illusions appear completely real. Kevin was being held in a mental hospital. Doctors were using his ability to help treat patients suffering from depression. Michael told him, "You are wasting your life here. I can make you rich." As they prepared to escape, the nurses ran after them. Eric used his powers to levitate objects and scatter them among the patients to create confusion. Tony used his ability to start the ambulance remotely and open the gate. In this way, they managed managed to escape cleverly. The next day, they began practicing how to use their powers inside a casino environment. Kevin would hypnotize people, while Tony handled the surveillance systems. All of their abilities were connected to the mysterious other world. In that world, Eric would move the dice with his hands, and the dice would move automatically in real life. Kevin controlled a figure made of ice there, and in reality, people would fall under his influence. Around Tony, a storm of lightning appeared in that realm, and any device he hacked in reality connected to a chip within that world. They conducted their first test run at Leon's casino. At first, everything went smoothly, but the situation slowly began to fall apart. Kevin, unable to fully control the situation, accidentally blinded an employee for a few moments. The employee panicked, and a frustrated player pulled out a gun. Seeing the weapon, Tony lost focus and accidentally short-circuited the cameras instead of controlling them. Michael quickly stepped in, stopped the confrontation, and calmed everyone down. He realized they needed a better way to communicate during operations. Only then could they carry out their plan properly. The next day, Michael attended a funeral where several women were asking a woman named Veronica for help. Suddenly, men dressed in black arrived, and Veronica ran away in fear. She dropped her headphones, which Michael picked up. Veronica hid inside an old building. Michael followed her, returned the headphones, and said, "I'm not one of them." Veronica began to walk away, but Michael continued to follow her. She had the ability to read people's minds. She bluntly told him, "I'm not interested in your plan." Just then, one of the men spotted them. Michael told Veronica to run as fast as possible while he blocked the man's path. Meanwhile, Gordon, following Alex's instructions, began his own training. A mind controller sent him into the other world. Gordon gained the power to control people's minds as well. While in an unconscious state, he forced a painter to create a copy of a famous artwork. He then controlled a museum employee and ordered him to replace the original painting with the fake one. As the real painting was being transported to another museum, Gordon suddenly regained consciousness. He bought the genuine painting from the confused painter for a very small amount of money. The people he had controlled remembered nothing about what had happened. Meanwhile, Michael finally convinced Veronica to join his team and introduced her to the others. He explained that Veronica could read minds and plant thoughts into people's heads without speaking. During casino operations, she would silently transmit Michael's instructions to everyone on the team. To practice, Michael asked Veronica to enter the other world. To him, that world appeared like a strange jungle. Michael imagined Eric ringing the largest bell in the city. Veronica transmitted this thought to Eric, and Eric followed it exactly. Michael then imagined two people running and shouting for help. Veronica passed this idea to Kevin, and Kevin immediately used his powers to make it happen. Next, Michael thought of Tony short-circuiting the lights across the entire area. The lights went out, panic spread, and birds suddenly flew into the sky. Finally, Michael told Veronica to warn everyone that an earthquake was coming. She delivered the message, and the combination of chaos and fear convinced people that the earthquake was real. Everyone began to run away, leaving only Michael's team behind. Michael then took some drinks from a nearby restaurant and explained the full plan. They would disguise themselves and enter the casino separately. Each member would arrive at a different time to avoid suspicion. Only Veronica would accompany Michael, pretending to be his fiancée. For this, they needed elegant clothes and perfect styling, so the entire team went shopping and visited a stylist. 2 days later, they arrived at the casino. Michael started playing while Veronica stood calmly beside him, reading his mind and relaying his thoughts to the others. Tony controlled the cameras during his shift. Eric joined the players at Michael's table and deliberately caused others to lose so Michael could win. After Michael collected a large amount of money, he and Veronica moved to another table where Kevin was influencing the staff. At first, everything went according to plan. However, Eric drank too much and became frustrated from pretending to lose. He suddenly began winning heavily by manipulating a rotating machine in the casino. Instead of communicating through Veronica, he started interacting directly with Michael. Tony also became overexcited and began controlling several machines at once. One jackpot after another was triggered. This unusual streak attracted the guards' attention. The guards detained Eric and Tony. When they were taken to the elevator, the rest of the team was already waiting there. Kevin hypnotized the guards and sent them away, allowing the group to speak privately inside the elevator. Michael scolded them and warned that if they were caught, they would be killed. He told them they did not understand how dangerous their enemies were. The team promised to follow only Michael's instructions from that moment on. They then proceeded to the final table. Michael placed all their money on a single bet. Kevin controlled the dealer, and Eric adjusted the dice as needed. Their plan worked flawlessly, and Michael won $1 million in a single round. Afterward, they went to the beach, had drinks, and celebrated around a fire. Veronica sat at a distance from the group. Michael approached her and said, "We make a great team. If we stay together, we can earn a lot of money." But Veronica firmly refused. An argument followed, and they exchanged harsh words. Meanwhile, Alex had dinner with Gordon and informed him that the training would have to be canceled. Alex said, "Unless you find someone you can trust completely, there is a high chance you will get caught." When Gordon asked about Michael, Alex explained that Michael had formed a new team. Hearing this, Gordon became angry angry and said they needed to take action. The next morning, the entire team was traveling when an SUV suddenly began chasing them. Tony tried to escape, but another SUV appeared. The two vehicles surrounded them, forcing Tony to stop in the middle of the road. Victor stepped out with his men and captured the entire team, tying their hands. Michael said, "We have money. We will give it to you." But Victor replied, "I am more interested in your abilities than your money." Michael had no special power, so Victor took him to the edge of a hill and shot him. His body fell down the slope. The others saw this, became terrified, and hid within their own alternate worlds. They did not realize it was all staged. Michael was actually alive and taken to Gordon, who revealed himself as Michael's father. Gordon untied his hands. Michael was shocked and realized his father had been orchestrating everything. Gordon said, "You have ignored me for 10 years. That is why I had to do this. Do you remember when you were young and we both dreamed of a special door? Now I know how to enter that world." A few days later, Tony, Kevin, and Eric were forced to work as employees in Victor's casino so they could use their abilities to help Victor win against clients. One day, when Tony returned to his room, he saw a plumber working in the bathroom. The plumber turned out to be Michael in disguise. Tony noticed that Veronica was missing. The others explained that she had refused to work for Victor and had fallen into a coma because she could not recover from the other world after witnessing Michael's apparent death. That night, the lights above the gaming table began to flicker. The team surrounded Victor and announced that they were quitting. The guards locked Victor inside a storage room and assigned a new guard for security. That guard was actually Michael in disguise. He freed everyone and explained the escape plan. Kevin forced a guard to unlock a secure door using his key card. Michael stole another key and locked the elevator in the basement to delay pursuit. The corridor ahead was protected by laser security. Michael positioned his team there and went himself to find Veronica. He had already calculated which room she was being held in. Wearing a mask, he entered and released a gas bomb. After eliminating the guards, he rescued Veronica from the room. Meanwhile, Tony managed to disable some of the lasers, but not all of them. Enough space was created for Eric to carefully move through the gaps and reach the safe. Using his strength, Eric forced the safe open. Although the lasers were shut down, the alarm was triggered. Guards rushed toward the safe room. However, the elevator was no longer working, and on the other side, a hypnotized employee began firing at them. The guards fought back, knocked the man down, and quickly advanced through the corridor. By that time, Eric had already opened the safe. The entire team entered inside and sealed the door behind them. Michael then explained that the plan would not be complete until Veronica woke up. Everyone warned him that if he entered that world to bring her back, he might die. He did not have any special powers, but Michael still chose to go. Kevin used his ability to hypnotize Michael and send him into the other world. Michael arrived in a vast white space where fragments of his life floated around him. He began hearing voices from his past. Memories of his mother's death, his illegal activities, and his time in prison overwhelmed him. Soon he heard Veronica's voice calling him a selfish man. A door appeared, and Michael walked through it. He entered a huge field filled with countless doors under a sky glowing with strange colors. A powerful storm seemed ready to strike, so he hid behind one of the doors. The storm was so intense that it nearly killed him. Michael raised his hand, and suddenly the storm stopped. With a single motion, he forced the storm down and cleared the entire field. He then sat down and focused on Veronica's memories. The ground began to crack and the field transformed into a city. Michael climbed a staircase and saw Veronica standing there, watching the colors in the sky. When he tried to approach her, he discovered a force field surrounding her. It was an invisible barrier that he could not break. He pushed against it and shouted, but Veronica did not respond. Michael then tried to reach her through his thoughts. As he did this, buildings around them began to collapse, leaving him standing alone in the rain. The protective barrier still surrounded Veronica, but now she could hear his voice. She said she did not want to return to the real world because she cared about no one there. She believed no one was waiting for her. Michael told her that he was alive. Veronica refused to believe him, so Michael shared a memory of the first time they met. They were running together, and when he reached the rooftop, he had told her, "Whether you have someone or not, I will always be there." Veronica finally took Michael's hand, and they returned to the field of doors. They embraced, and Veronica walked through one of the doors, waking up in the real world. This was Michael's first time navigating the world alone, so he had to find his own way back. Flashbacks revealed that Gordon had once taught Michael everything about this realm. Gordon wanted Michael to become his partner, so they could use these doors together to exploit the world. Gordon had given him a compass and promised to send help if needed. Back in the present, Michael saw Alex emerging from a door and followed him. The surroundings slowly transformed into a casino. Michael followed Alex and witnessed scenes of their deaths. Alex then explained how to enter another person's mind. Michael now understood what he needed to do next. He suddenly woke up inside the vault and announced that he was leaving with the money. Tony disabled the lock, and the door opened. The corridor outside was completely empty. It was revealed that while Michael had been in the other world, he had entered Victor's mind. He made Victor believe that the team had already escaped with the money. Victor then ordered his guards to rush out and search for them, which explained why the corridor was deserted. Using this distraction, the team escaped easily with all the money. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel.